What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Spare Change. Today we've got the LG UP970 4K Blu-ray player. I'm going to run through the setup process, pop a movie in, check out the performance, check out some streaming apps. But first, let's get into the packaging and see what's inside. This is LG's first 4K player, and although it says nowhere on the box or the player itself, it is supposed to support Dolby Vision, presumably via firmware update. The player is pretty light compared to both Oppo and Sony players. It feels about the same as the Samsung K8500. Inside you get an accessory box with warranty information, manuals, the remote control, and batteries. The power cord is fixed to the unit and not removable. On the front of the unit is the disc tray, eject, play, pause, stop, and under the flap is USB input. On the rear is a LAN input, dual HDMI, and optical outputs. Now onto the setup, we have language selection, terms of service, next is the network settings. I'm going to use Wi-Fi here. Input my password. So that's good to go. Let's check out the settings. We did network, so let's go to display settings. TV aspect ratio. Resolution, I'll keep it on auto. Display mode, I'll keep on 24. HDMI color settings, only 2 options here. I'll keep 3D on. Home menu guide on, language settings. Now on to audio settings, digital out on auto. DRC, I'll turn that off. HDMI audio, I'll keep it on 1. Let's see if there's an update. So no update, so not a lot of settings to change compared to either Sony or the Oppo. It's pretty bare bones. Let's check out the streaming apps. So the apps aren't functional at this time. I'm sure they'll push out an update for this. I'm going to go ahead and throw Sully 4K in and check out some scenes. Load time is a few seconds slower than either Sony, Oppo, or Samsung players. Let's take a look at some playback options. This is an Atmos and it does register correctly on my preamp. There are only 2 stretching options. For those with anamorphic lenses, this player is a no-go for 4K discs. No vertical stretching at all, so stick to the Oppo or use a scaler. We get a few picture presets and a custom setting. It's hard to tell here, but there is noticeable banding in the sky, which is not a good sign. I'm going to go ahead and pop in the same scene with the Oppo player. Now the same scene, there's 0 banding. It's nice and smooth. As you can see here, I can stretch out the image to fill my 235x1 screen. Something missing with the LG player. Alright guys, I know it was a little hard to tell, but there is some noticeable banding going on in this player. Testing it out against the Oppo was nice, clean, pristine looking. Banding is present here in the LG. I don't know if this could be fixed via firmware update or what, but I'm hoping they take care of this problem. Otherwise, it's gonna have to be a pass on this player. Now for the same price at $299, you could pick up the Sony X800, much better player, way better built. Doesn't feel as cheap and flimsy as the LG player. Streaming apps weren't available at this time. I'm sure there's going to be an update to activate those streaming apps, but as of right now, nothing was functional. The player's pretty basic, not much going on for settings wise, not a lot of things you can tweak, very bare bones. If you're serious about your picture quality, I'm going to have to recommend either you pick up that Sony player or the Oppo 203. I'm going to see image qualities on par with the Samsung K8500, but for $300, you've only got one option. That's going to be the X800. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, follow us, share, comment down below, and we'll see you guys again in the next video.